Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. We only have 15 seconds to waste, ladies and gentlemen. It is a very special day. We're in front of the camera because we're getting ready to watch something in 9 seconds, and I have a collared shirt on. Why? Why would you say? Because I want to do this, baby. It's time to finally see the Superman trailer. Oh, get it up for you. It's up for me. Here we go, baby. Starting. Oh, not even a good landing, a crash landing. Oh, soups. I'm so excited for David Corenswet. That doesn't look good. Come on, baby. From James Gunn. Rachel. Or Lois here. Oh, dude, hit me with the score. Like, come on, dude. This summer. I love that we're getting crypto in the first movie and right away in the trailer. Oh, that's amazing.
Crypto. Yes. Home. Take me home.
Dude, that's so awesome. Yo, let's go.
Superman.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm getting chills all over the place right now. July 11th, we're gonna be very happy people, man. Oh, that looks so good. I'm like, I was in such a rush, you know what I mean, to get like the camera going and things ready. I'm so excited for this movie. I didn't even want to really talk very much. I just wanted to smile and enjoy every moment of that, and we're for sure watching this one again. But what I will say is, what I would have said had I not, they started the trailer like 7 minutes early, so was in a little bit of a rush. But what I would have said in my lead up to why I'm so excited for this Superman, as a kid who grew up on the Dick Donner Superman and Christopher Reeves, and you know, being able to hear the score notes throughout that whole trailer. In a different way, which I appreciate, but to have them present there, like, it's just, that was the first indicator for me, like, yeah, we're okay, man. James Gunn's gonna do this right. But you know, the Christopher Reeves Superman, you know, the Boy Scout in blue, that's what I grew up with, and that's why my mom, it's her favorite superhero. But why you love Superman so much is he is that counter to my boy Bats, and is the bright and the person who represents like the ultimate version of good. And while I appreciate what Snyder did with Superman, and certainly Henry Cavill was perfect for that take, the marketing for the original Superman was like, you're gonna believe like a man can fly, and that feeling feels so baked in throughout this whole trailer. Like, you're seeing some of the things that you want to see, things that we haven't seen before, and it's just hitting all those notes of like Superman, like the feeling in the trailer for me, and it's just maybe because that's what I'm feeling internally already. But is that like guy who's gonna jump in front of a kid and protect, you know, take the hit and the blow and let whatever's happening behind him be behind him, make sure that kid is okay. Someone who is, you know, Clark Kent, you know, you can get the get the glasses on, I don't become, even if the S is on my chest, give me a little curl. I don't become Soups without my glasses. I'd hate when my glasses aren't on. But I love that, like, that Clark doesn't look like Superman. You know what I mean? Like the messy top, which is how I've been riding lately. But like the messy top and the glasses, like you actually do kind of get a vibe of like, I mean, he could be Superman, but is he Superman? And that's where I think Corenswet is going to be a great pick. This trailer just confirms things that we already, I think, know. And that's, he's got the look. The look is there and the vibe is there. What we have to see is, can he carry the entire movie? David Corenswet is one of those people that, like, I get excited about because the little that I've seen him in, I think there's some depth and there's somebody who could do something like this. But he hasn't, for me at least, yet really like shined in that way in the things that I've seen. But I'm confident you put James Gunn behind the camera and leading the way. Corenswet, he's got the look, he's got the vibe, and certainly looks like, based on how he got himself swole in the gym, he'd probably fit in this shirt better than I do. This XL is like, sometimes XLs are like too big for me, and sometimes they're like perfect. This is one of those scenarios where it's like slightly too big. Corenswet would probably be fine because he got yoked. But he has the physique and it looks like he's gonna be able to handle all the physical elements that you want to see there. So like that is something that had me very excited. Rachel Brosnahan, I had the pleasure of seeing her like 4 rows from the stage on Broadway last year with Oscar Isaac. And that is a woman, who has already proven herself as far as acting goes, right? Miss Maisel, mini phenomenon on Amazon in their early days of streaming, and something that garnered lots of awards, and she was unbelievable. But getting to see her like in person, like feet from, like my dog is as far away as Rachel Brosnahan was, and to see what she can do on stage and just in person right there, like she has all the elements that you want in a Lois Lane. And I think in the little glimpses that we do get there, I feel confident in what's coming with Rachel Brosnahan. But the big one for me is James Gunn. I think James Gunn understands what Superman fans like himself want from Superman. And what's wild is like the whole trailer, you're very much feeling Superman. And it's going to be a Superman movie. And I don't think having other characters in there is going to necessarily lead to like a third act where like it's not Superman leading the way. It could very easily be that like those characters are in the opening, are maybe there to help along the way, but I think you're gonna be fine with that, and it's gonna establish more things for what Gunn's gonna do in his universe. And you're also picking up in a spot where like it would appear these heroes are already established. Like we're not getting the origin story of Corenswet being Superman. We're getting him early days, but early days in a sense of he's definitely already been Superman for a little while, and that's a good thing. I think I don't think we need to like establish him becoming Superman. If you need to give us flashbacks or glimpses of that, that's totally cool with me. But get me into like him fighting creatures, taking out whatever was. It still looked like there was stuff going on outside. We were bad at that image of like him putting his boots on and there's like something going on outside the window and making out with Lois. Or what was, yeah, I think they were making out in front of the window and stuff was still going on outside. Look, the first watch through of that trailer, I was just like in goosebump land. And, Gunn has more than proven himself when it comes to superhero movie directing. And if you could take Guardians of the Galaxy and turn it into what James Gunn turned it into, you can totally see him helming Superman. And he, comes from a horror background, right? So, like, you know that he can find those more serious, eerie, possibly scary tones and beats that you might need depending on what the threat is. But I think he's a director that's proven himself. I mean, even just Guardians 3, the amount of seriousness that's in that movie, but Gunn's still able to be playful. And that's where I think someone like Guy Gardner and maybe some of those elements bring in some of that. But Superman, that trailer felt like Superman was Supermaning, And I just want to watch it again because I don't know how much is actually sticking in my brain because I was just like uber psyched and really in the moment. So let's take a look at the trailer one more time. In 3, 2, 1. Fascinating way to start the trailer, right? Like you're thinking, oh, you're getting the Superman landing, and watching it that time, you could see that he's falling on his back, and Soup's being messed up. What a strong way to start the trailer. But the look, I mean, people were worried about the shorts. That is the perfect look for Superman for me, personally. And like I said, the same with Clark. I love the messy hair. Just that extra element makes him a little bit different than Superman. And they come in with the freaking score on the guitar. Who's playing this? Is it Slash? Like, that's what I'm seeing in my head. But even there, just the way that they look at each other, you can tell that those two, as Clark and Lois, are gonna play perfectly. Pa Kent. Classic vibes as far as look for me. And then, getting Crypto is so awesome. I love that, like, you can see, as he gets a little bit closer, you can see the cape fluttering on the back of him.
Crypto.
Home.
Home. David, home.
Love it. Freaking love it. But like, yeah, dude, look, that's like a huge creature. So this probably, hopefully, is like the beginning of the movie. Lex just being pissed. I didn't notice Soup's fly past that time. That's just reminiscent of the I think it's the first cover, right? No, that's the car. There's one that has something to do. I like Guy coming in there. Like, those are huge creatures. I guess maybe it was Clark. Let me go back one more time. And then this, by all accounts, we think is Ultraman, Mr. Terrific. Like, that just has... So are we at a point where... Because that would be cool, too. If you were already going to establish, like, this is early Superman, but, like, Lois and Clark already know all of that, because... Oh, that scene him fly past the court like that.
Superman.
Like that, man. Like even that comparison, right? Like where you have clearly something went wrong in Metropolis and people are not happy with Superman. You can see he's been through it. But even that, like the opposite side, it's a kid just holding on in the middle of a war-torn country, like just Superman. You know what I mean? Like those are those Superman vibes I want on screen for Soups. Hot girl. But yeah, so that's Superman. All right. So maybe that was because then it's what he's. Yeah. So okay. So Soup's there, and he was also Soup's. Yeah, so he's Superman there. So maybe that's Clark's apartment and Lois's apartment. I like that Clark's already putting the moves on Lois, though. That's exciting. I mean, that's probably midway. I would doubt that we start with Lois and Clark in a relationship. But that makes me hopeful that like Clark gets to do something heroic. but also just all the vibes that you want between Lois and Superman as well, I think are all present there. But like lots of moments in this where you're just seeing Superman do big time Superman things. It clicks all those things. And again, the music is so important. You know, we live in an era where like we shy away from the themes of we shy away from the themes of what we get in these types of movies. And it's tough when you have these themes that are so iconic and then you try to reimagine those characters and you come up with a new theme. And I'm sure there'll be elements to the scoring and maybe to the theme itself that are a little different, but like that tells me like Gunn's leaning into the classic theme and what old school Superman fans have been missing as far as what we get with Superman. But I dig everything that's in there, man. Like I think when you're seeing some of the threats that are going on in there, like that giant kaiju monster, yeah, I think it makes sense someone like Hawkgirl might show up or someone like Guy Gardner might show up. And that, I think all of those sequences that we were seeing or pieces that we saw of those characters is probably all in and around that scene. And I'd assume probably fairly early in the movie. But like I like how you're able to have an established world already so that you can do things like that where it doesn't just have to be Superman. And you can bring up multiple different things for Superman to run into as far as what the ultimate threat here could be. And it seems, at least most theories online and based on the images that we've seen with the UM, that we're getting a take of Ultraman to fight Superman here. And my guess would be that he is somehow being, controlled by, in some manner, by Lex. But what's great is none of that storyline stuff is necessarily in there. We just kind of piece things together based on what we know. But like you can have multiple threats where we can see Superman saving people multiple times. It's one of those where, and I'm not saying that like in the other movies we don't get that. But I like the idea of it not, you could have a couple small, like animated show, like Saturday morning cartoon show moments early on where, yeah, the other heroes show up, take out a big baddie, and then you go on from there to get into whatever the Superman story is going to be. And I like the fact that the teaser trailer doesn't really give too much away in that regard. Like, I think we see a lot, and the ideas of where we could be going are all represented there. But you don't necessarily see anything that's giving any major plot points away with the movie, which is something that I dig. So I'm still letting it digest. This is one of those where I think a lot of Superman fans have been very excited to see what James Gunn was going to do. And the first look that we get, I think James Gunn is cooking, man. And it's one of those where I don't think you have to worry much when James Gunn is in the kitchen and he is cooking. The one other thing before we go is they did drop a 30-second like teaser trailer yesterday, and I was not in a position to react to it, so I didn't make any sense with the actual trailer coming. But maybe there are additional clips that aren't in the main trailer that are in there. So let's get that up for you guys. Okay. Oh yeah, all right, so this does look like it has some different clips. Cool, glad I threw this on as well. But like, I love that, man. Like from the, ooh, was that him flying through ice? The camera on his back was one shot I didn't see in there. Theme present in the teaser trailer too, for the teaser trailer for the teaser trailer. I like that for a teaser to the tease. I do like that. Like I do like what they give us there, where it's like everybody like either looking at what Superman is doing or the creature or threat, presence that's there. I like being able to get that perspective of like people looking up in awe because it's the teaser to the teaser. Finally getting to see Superman moving, getting to see him fly through that ice, even if it was for just a split second, was dope. And then obviously the takeoff into the sky. But yeah, I think I've probably belabored the point, but I'm very excited for this movie. I'm still bummed that we can't get Superman and Batman in the same year, because that would have been really cool. But considering that they're not in universe or tying in, I genuinely can kind of understand keeping them separated enough where there's no confusion there. But I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Between Matt Reeves and now James Gunn coming in, and the things I've heard about Creature Commandos, which maybe I'll start today. I'm in a little bit of a DC watching mood. I think DC is turning a corner, hopefully. And we have lots of things to get excited about, even if it's something like a Clayface movie, which is freaking dope because I freaking absolutely adore Mike Flanagan. And if he wants to write a Clayface movie, that has me very excited. So anyway, yeah, I'm stoked on so many levels for what's going on with DC Studios, what's going on coming off the Penguin, with Matt Reeves' universe, and I'm just very excited. Like, as much as I love Marvel, DC's always been like where my heart lies when it comes to reading the comics, and as far as where my love for the characters and stories live, and seeing these movies maybe turning a corner into things that, like, you remember when that Batman trailer dropped, I was freaking the freak out because it was all the things I would love to see in a Batman movie present. And this is cooking for a teaser trailer with a lot of things that I want to see present in the Superman movie. So I'm stoked for the new Supes. I'm stoked for Corenswet. I'm stoked for Rachel Brosnahan. I'm stoked for Nicholas Hoult. He looks great as Lex, and it's just got those classic vibes, and I can't wait to see more before we get to the summer. But I'm going to shut up because I've been too excited and talking too much. I'll flip it over to you. What are you guys thinking? How excited are you for Superman? It was Superman Legacy, now it's just Superman. Yeah, so how excited are you for Superman? How pumped were you from the minute that it was announced, from the casting to James Gunn helming it to what we see here in this, teaser of a teaser and the teaser trailer itself? What are you excited about? What's popping? What are you nervous about, if you got anything to be nervous about? I think Guy does look a little goofy, but, like, Guy also looks a little goofy in the comics. So I think that's kind of perfect for Nathan Fillion. And I don't think tonally, like, seeing him walk there and do that one little blast, like, those are vibes and tones that I'm want to feel. They don't feel goofy. They don't feel like they don't fit. You're not doing the silly James Gunn things. Like, you're leaning into what feels like classic Superman. So are you feeling that, or you got anything you're nervous about? Anything you got, good, bad, indifferent, on the teaser trailer for Superman, put it down below in the comments section. Look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to hang out with the C-Man anytime we're talking movies, TV, trailer, reactions, you want to be here as we get into 2025 and I come back into more regularly doing things in front of this camera and not my phone camera. You want to see what the lead up is for Superman. Things we're getting excited about for other things coming from DC. See me jump into Creature Commandos. You just need the vibe. You want to show a little love and support. Come join C-Maniac Nation. Super easy. Jump over there. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell if you want those alerts. And until next time, for the C-Man's Cinema. Sit down. I've been the C-Man. I'm signing off. Peace.
C-Maniac Nation, you look nervous. Is it the scars? Would you like to know where I got them? No? Well, then maybe you'd like to see another video with the C-Man. How about up here or over here? And if you really dig the C-Man, well, then show him a little love right over there.